Hello friends, my name is Lalit Soni. With the year ending, Drishti IAS has brought this new series for you. In this series, we'll have a quick recap of all the government schemes which has been launched in 2023. And other than that, we will give you the passing reference to other important schemes as well. Okay, so let's start with the first scheme of the day, or you can say the latest one which has been in news recently. Hamara Sankalp Viksit Bharat. So basically in this particular initiative, government is trying to take an inclusive approach toward the welfare schemes. So basically all those people who are still out of the welfare schemes or they are not beneficiary of it because of the lack of the awareness generation. So in this drive, we'll be generating the awareness and we will include all those people under those schemes. Okay, here you can see the focus will be on reaching out to the people, creating awareness and providing benefit of the welfare schemes based on sanitation facilities, essential financial services, electricity connections, access to LPG cylinder, etc. etc. The yatra will start from the district with the significant tribal population. So we will start from the tribal populations and then we'll slowly move towards the other districts. Okay. So here you can see Hamara Sankalp Viksit Bharat, ensuring no one left behind. So motto of this particular scheme is to go for inclusion or inclusive development, you can say. Okay. In this, we'll be reach out to the people and we'll create awareness. We'll provide benefit of the welfare scheme to the beneficiaries, and there will be a IEC vans. So basically, these IEC vans are information, education, and communication vans. Okay, which will ultimately generate the you can say awareness. Okay, moving forward, Pradhan Mantri Janjati Adivasi Nyay Mahabhiyan. Okay, PM Janman. So this scheme is basically for your PVTGs. You can say particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Okay, so in India we have nearly 75 such groups which are spread across 18 states and Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar. Okay, so this scheme has been launched by Union Cabinet, has approved this and the it is for the welfare or the tribals. As I told you, this is for the PVTGs. Okay, with the focus on the housing, education, healthcare, connectivity, livelihood. So you can say that it is a comprehensive or holistic approach for development of the tribal communities. It marks a significant step towards uplifting the PVTGs. Okay, so here you can see there are certain things which has been included in that. When we are talking about PVTGs, there are some 18 states and one Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar where these 75 PVTGs are present. Their population currently is around some 40 lakhs and there is an outlay of 24,000 crore for this scheme. Okay, under this scheme, we'll be going for Sabko Pakka Ghar, or basically you can say housing for all. Okay, so these houses will be created under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. Okay, then connectivity for water, that is Har Ghar Nal Se Jal, Gaon Gaon Tak Tak Sadak, Har Ghar Bijli, Shiksha Ke Liye Hostel, Kaushal Vikas, Dur Daraz Gaon Tak Mobile Connections, and then there is mobile medical units. Okay, so these are for the ensuring healthcare facilities, and then Sabko Poshan, Unnat Ajivika, and other than that there are different schemes which are under this. So basically the plan is to go for holistic development of the PVTGs. Okay, so that scheme is PM Janman. Moving further, vibrant village programs. So after this tribal community, the focus is on the village so that we can go for bottom-up approach. Here you can see this scheme is for the development of the identified border villages. Okay, so this is on the border villages and not all the villages. There are some states which has been covered like Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim and Ladakh. So here you can see that all these areas which are having boundary with which are having international boundaries, which have been covered under this particular scheme, that is Vibrant Village Program. The aim is to create infrastructure and then quality of life of the people should be improved over there. Okay, there will not be any overlap with the border area development program. So there is already a program for the border area development and we are saying that there won't be any kind of overlap. Here you can say Cabinet has approved this particular scheme and this is centrally sponsored scheme, Vibrant Village Program, for the year 2023 to 2025-6. Okay, and there is a allocation of 4,800 crores for that. Okay, so basically we are trying to develop the border infrastructure around the villages. Okay, now moving further, we have this aspirational blocks program. So basically focus here is on the block level development. Here announced this is announced in the budget 2022-23 and it was launched in 2022. It is aimed at improving the performance of the areas which are lagging behind on the developmental parameters. So when we are talking about developmental parameters, we include infrastructure, education, health, all these things. Okay, so on those parameters, if some block is lagging behind, so we'll be taking that block and we'll go for the low hanging fruits and for the development of such blocks. Okay, it will initially cover 500 districts and then expand it to other areas. Okay, it is based on the aspirational district program. Okay, so when we are talking about aspirational district program, here you can see that it has been launched in 2018 and the focus is on the district level. Same thing will be done on the district level. All those districts which are not performing well on the developmental parameters will be focused and then in these schemes we will focus on the low hanging fruits or any kind of areas which are doing good. Let's say we have this one district, one product. Okay, so on such line we will go for the low hanging areas and then improve the developmental indicators over there. Okay, so objective is to focus on the each district's strength, identify area for the quick improvement and track advancement through the monthly rating of the districts. Okay, the ADP primarily aims to localize the sustainable development goals advancing in the country. Okay, so here we are going for the convergence of the different things, like when we are talking about sustainable development goals which has been given internationally. Okay, so we'll be focusing on convergence with the sustainable development goal and this developmental activities along with it. Okay, now aspirational districts are those districts in India which are affected by the poor socio-economic indicators. So we will be developing, we will be working on their development. Okay, so on the basis of this particular program, okay, this aspirational block program has been launched. Okay, now moving further, Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. This is very famous scheme, or you can say flagship scheme of the government. Herein the focus is to provide for the clean cooking fuel. Okay, the thing is, in the hinterland areas, most of the time in the villages, women are going for the traditional cooking fuel like woods, etc., because of which there is a problem of pollution. Okay, and ultimately that is affecting the health of the people living in that household, women and children. So basically this scheme is for the women empowerment, you can say. Okay, here Cabinet has approved the extension of the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. That is why it has been in news in 2023. Okay, LPG connections to the poor household will be provided access to the clean cooking fuel, that is, you can say LPG. Okay, and then address health problems caused by use of traditional sources of cooking such as firewood, coal, cow dung, etc. Enhance the productivity of the woman and raise their quality of life by removing the drudgery associated with the collection of the wood. Okay, so for the collection of the wood or that fuel, they have to go out and search for it. But now they can with this LPG cylinders in the house, that thing can be done away with. So that is the aim of this particular scheme. It is launched by the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas to make clean cooking fuel such as LPG available to the rural and the deprived household. Okay, the scheme provides for the financial support for each LPG connection to the BPL household. Okay, now here you can say that there are some concerns regarding this particular yojana or scheme. These are facing challenges ensuring the consistent use. Okay, people are enrolling in the scheme, but then they are not going for refill. Okay, so why that is a problem, or why they are not go for refills? So there is a low refill rate because there are rising LPG cylinder prices. Because of the rise in prices, there is this low refill rate. Other than that, subsidy expenditure by the government is declining, and then international factors. Whenever there is a war-like situation, etc., the cost of these gases, which are basically sometimes it was imported. So because of that, there is a rise in the prices. Because of this, ultimately the price of the LPG cylinder will rise. So that is why there is a drop in the number of beneficiaries which are going for the refill. Okay. Other than that, when we are talking about this Viksit Bharat Yatra, in that Yatra, there are some 4.5 new connections has been applied for. Okay, under this particular scheme. Okay, and when we are talking about the current beneficiary as of March 2023, there are 9.59 beneficiaries, 9.59 crore beneficiary which has enrolled in this particular scheme. right now we can say that it might have crossed 10 crore. Okay, so that is about PM Ujjwala Yojana. Now moving further, PM Vishwakarma Kaushal Samman, that is PM Vikas. So it is announced for the traditional artisans and craftsmen in the budget 2023-24. So basically it is for the development of the handicrafts etc., which has been made by such artisans and craftsmen. Okay, it is a central sector scheme which is fully funded by Government of India. A package of assistance will be provided in that, so that there can be encouragement which is given to such traditional arts and handicrafts. Okay, here you can see this is PM Vishwakarma central sector scheme to support traditional artisans and the craftsmen of the rural and urban India. Okay, so there is a finance outlay of 13,000 crore for this. Okay, now moving further, here you can see there are some 18 traditional categories which has been defined for which this scheme will be available. That is carpenter, bootmaker, or masons, rajmistri, etc. So you can have a look at it. You don't have to remember all of them. So there are particular component of this scheme which we can discuss here. There is a financial support related. You can go for loan up to 2 lakh rupees, and then there is a scheme skill trainings. Okay, for the development of such techniques which are being used in the which are being used by the artisans. Okay, knowledge of the modern digital techniques and effective green technologies, so that the production methods can be made more sustainable. Okay, now brand promotion, that is a problem which is being faced by some traditional artisans, because they don't know how to brand a product. Okay, so that problem which they face would be actually taken care of in this particular scheme. Okay, then there will be a linkage with the local and global markets. Such particular traditional artsmen or artisans or craftsmen are basically based in villages or hinterland area. They do not have any kind of linkage with the global and the local markets. So with this scheme, they will have more broader spectrum of the market available for them. Okay, then digital payments and social security will also be covered in this particular scheme. Now moving further, smart program for Ayurveda. Okay, so recently there is a focus which has been given to Ayush. Okay, we will discuss what is Ayush, but right now smart program for Ayurveda. So basically scope for mainstreaming Ayurveda research in training professionals. This is the full form. Okay, so this program is focused on collaborative research in Ayurveda program. Ministry of Ayush will launch this program. Okay, and it aims to boost scientific research through Ayurveda colleges and hospitals. So right now we have a lot of potential in this sector, but to exploit that particular potential, or you can say to achieve that particular potential, we are going for such program, or you can say to increase the R&D in Ayurvedic sectors. Okay, now when you are talking about other related program to Ayush, Ayush is a traditional and non-conventional system of healthcare. Okay, when we are talking about the healthcare system which were prevalent in the ancient India, medieval India, all those systems will be actually covered here comprehensively. Here Ayurveda, yoga, naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, homeopathy, all these things will be included to provide healthcare services. Okay, so there are some programs, that is National Ayush Mission, Aadhaar Kranti Mission, new portal for Ayush sector, Ayush Sanjeevani app. Okay, so this you can remember for your exam. Now Poshan Bhi Padhai Bhi, this particular initiative has been done, launched by the Union Ministry for Women and Children Development. So basically here the focus is that Anganwadi, along with the childhood care, they can also provide some kind of education in the initial stage. Okay, so here when we are talking about early childhood care and education, this is the phenomena, or you can say this term has been added in the new education policy, whereas the focus wherein the focus is on the early childhood care and the education. Okay, so in this particular scheme, the Anganwadis will take an initiative where they will focus on Poshan, as in that is nutrition, as well as the Padhai, that is education. Okay, ECCE, an important component of the mission, that is Saksham Anganwadi, and the mission Poshan 2.0, emphasized under the national education policy. So here we are going for the convergence of two different goals, that is Poshan as well as the Padhai, that is nutrition as well as the education. Here you can say the Poshan Ma celebrates Anganwadi center as center of learning. Okay, here Anganwadis will act as a center of learning as well. The objective is to transform Anganwadi centers not just nutritional hub but also education imparting centers. Okay, So priority will be given to the mother tongue. Even in our new education policy, it is said that to certain level of classes, the instruction will be provided in the mother tongue. Okay. Every child would be provided with at least 2 hours of high quality preschool instructions in these Anganwadi centers. Okay, that is the goal of this particular scheme, that is Poshan Bhi Padhai Bhi. Okay, now moving further. Mission on Advanced and High Impact Research, that is Mahir. Okay, it is jointly launched by the Ministry of Power as well as Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Okay, so initial period of 5 years will be there, that is 2023-24 to 27-28. Objective of the mission are to identify the emerging technologies. Okay, these emerging technologies or the areas which are important for the future, we will identify those areas. We'll go for the research and development in those areas under this particular scheme. Okay, to promote scientific and industrial R&D in the power sector and to create innovative ecosystems. Okay, to position India among the leading countries in the power system related technologies. So basically we know that when we are talking about the technologies or advanced technologies like 5G, etc. Other than that also there are some technologies on which we have to focus right now when we are talking about the renewable energy. Okay, let's say hydrogen fuels, lithium ion batteries. Okay, for all these things, electrical vehicles, etc. we need to go for more R&D. Okay, so that is why they have identified few areas. Few of them are alternative to lithium ion storage batteries, then green hydrogen for mobility. Okay, high efficiency fuel cells, carbon capture, geothermal energy, solid state refrigeration, nanotechnology for the EV batteries, etc. So these are some areas which has been identified for the R&D under, you can say, for the power sector. Okay, so that is the scheme for the R&D in the power sector, that is Mahir. Okay, now moving further. So when we are talking about environment, they are talking about this green growth recently. Okay, so aim here is to move forward to achieve the climate goals. Okay, recently there was this UNFCCC summit as well, COP28. Okay, other than that also India is quite committed to their climate goals. So herein we have different programs. We'll start with the Green Credit Program. It is launched under the Environmental Protection Act. Okay, then it aims to increase the behavioral change, how we see environment, how we use the natural resources. In that regard, we are going for the increasing the behavioral change in the public and you can say other companies and institutions. Okay, it will incentivize the environmentally responsible actions. Okay, so basically earlier we had this carbon markets, or you can say carbon credits. In that we are going for the sustainable practices by the the big corporates. Okay, in this scheme we are going for the environmental sustainable actions which are taken by the individuals or the small companies. Okay, even they will be incentivized. Okay, so here there will be an incentives for the environmentally responsible and the sustainable actions by individual companies as well as the local bodies. Okay, so that is the goal of Green Credit Program. Okay, the name of the scheme gives away the objective. Then when we are talking about PM Pranam, PM Program for Restoration, Awareness, Nourishment and Amelioration of the Mother Earth. So basically they are talking about the regeneration of the fertility of the Mother Earth here. So they are basically promoting the balanced use of the chemical fertilizers and the alternative fertilizers which are less harmful. Okay, so that is PM Pranam. It is related to the balanced use of the fertilizer or the, you can say, alternative fertilizers. Okay, then there is this Amrit Dharohar. Under this scheme, wetland would be conserved by promoting optimal use. Okay, wetlands are crucial for the environment protection. Okay, so this is Amrit Dharohar is basically based on the protection of wetlands. Then we have this Mishti scheme, which is basically a kind of plantation drive for the mangroves. Okay, to enhance the area under mangroves, this scheme is launched. Other than that, under Govardhan scheme, we have this waste to wealth. Okay, we are working on that as well. Now moving further, Udan 5.0, Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. This is an old scheme, but this has been given in different phases. So the new phase, the fifth phase has been launched. Overall emphasis has been given to the connectivity to the remote and the regional areas. Okay, so let's see. Ministry of Civil Aviation has launched this particular scheme for 10 years. It is a part of National Civil Aviation Policy 2016. The regional connectivity scheme, it is a regional connectivity scheme, as I told you, of the Union of the India. Okay, Then what are the objective? Objective is to improve the air connectivity to the remote and regional areas of India and enable common people to access the air travel with the affordable rates. Along with that, there is also objective of generating employment in the civil aviation sector and the development of the remote areas, okay, by going for the more connectivity and more tourist programs, etc. Okay, so that is about Udan 5.0. This is the 5th phase of Udan scheme. Now, e-course integrated mission mode project. Okay, by the name itself we can say that it is about some kind of technology integration in the court proceedings. Okay, here you can see it aims to connect the all district and subordinate courts complexes through a wide area network. So basically they are generating a network of all subordinate judiciary, that is subordinate courts as well as the district courts. Okay, it includes computerization of the districts and subordinate courts, access to justice using technology. Okay, they will create a improvisation of the network, or you can say connectivity. Then open source software, national judicial data grid will be there. This is a grid which is developed wherein all the data related to all your cases will be present here. Access to case status information. So there will be a e-court app on which you can access your case status. Okay, then virtual courts, video conferencing, e-filing, and what's new about so basically sorry about that. So e-filing. So these are the features of e-courts. Okay, now moving further, these are main component of e-courts here. As I told you that e-court service mobile app will be there, e-courts website will be there, SMS pool will be there. There are certain grid will be mentioned on which you can actually access the information. Okay, so these are some 7 ways in which courts will be you can say digitized. Okay, and justice will be delivered through technology. Okay, now moving further, Atal Pension Yojana. Okay, so there are different pension yojanas. Okay, I am not going with all of them, but I will give you the name of those schemes so you can go and revise them. So in this scheme, basically a person will be contributing and then they will be getting a pension of from rupees 1000 to 5000 based depending upon their contributions. Okay, so monthly pension up to 5000 rupees will be given from 60 years of the age. This scheme is for the age group of 18 to 40 years. Okay, the main objective of this scheme to target the you can say unorganized sector. Okay, here a pension scheme of citizen of India and focus is on the unorganized sector of the workers. Guarantee minimum scheme guarantee minimum pension of 1000 rupees and then maximum up to 5000 rupees. Okay, so this is about Atal Pension Yojana. Here we have semiconductor mission. So basically you know that after Taiwan is the semiconductor hub of the world, and India is trying to build capacity in the manufacturing of these semiconductors, because the thing is when we are moving towards electronic vehicles or any other sector or manufacturing in the electronics, semiconductors are quite important. So India has launched this semiconductor mission. Okay, so here we will be giving design linked incentives for the designing of this semiconductor components in India. We will be giving financial support as well as 100% FDI will be allowed in this manufacturing of semiconductors in India. Okay, now moving further, there is this national quantum mission. So when we are talking about the artificial intelligence, etc., and computing becomes important. Computing basically the capacity to you can say process the data. Okay, so here when we are talking about this new emerging technologies and AI, etc., so this data becomes very important, and processing that data require a huge amount of computing capabilities. For that, India has launched National Quantum Mission. Okay, creating robust quantum technology ecosystem, scale up scientific and industrial R&D for the quantum technologies, and build over 6,000 crore for the next 8 years. Okay, now moving further, these are the contemporary schemes which will be important for your prelims. Okay, these are the schemes which are not launched in 2023, but they are old schemes, but they are important for your examination, so you can give it a look. That is Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, Atal Pension Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Okay, all these schemes. Other than that, Ayushman Bharat Yojana, Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Yojana, Digital India Program, Make in India Program, Skill India Mission, Startup India Mission, and then Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, Smart City Mission, and Poshan Abhiyan. These are some important schemes which are always there in the news. These are contemporary issues, so you have to have a track of all these things. With that, I would like to take your leave now. So have a good day. Thank you.